Welcome to my channel, The Bloggerana Blood. In this channel, I primarily talk about FC Barcelona Femení, the reigning European champions. So, in this video, I'm going to review the second leg of the semi-finals of the Champions League. So, as you know, the first leg, Barcelona battered Chelsea 4-1. Although Chelsea fans would like you to believe that they were in the game for 70 minutes and just somehow lost 2 goals. But that was due to the relentless pressure applied by Barcelona for the whole 90 minutes, and they cracked. So there's a lot of analysis gone for that, so I'm not going to talk about that. We'll talk about the second leg. So in the second leg, the scenario was Barcelona had already 4-1. They already got in the heads of Chelsea, as you would have seen in the end of the first leg, where Lucy Bronze was just absolutely giving it to everybody. And they got in the heads of everybody, and the ghosts of Gothenburg 2021 got in their heads. Millie Bright would have had hallucinations of that match, and everybody, there was a total head loss from Chelsea fans, Chelsea Twitter, Warsaw Twitter, everything. So, but they still had hope that they could give a comeback because they beat a depleted City side, which is fair. They did come back 3-0 in the first leg. But at least they had hope that, okay, we may not overturn the tie, but at least we can at least win this leg. Take it as a separate match and win this. Although they never scored a goal against Barcelona until this match at the Stamford Bridge. So they had some hope. And I actually thought they might do better because they would have gone through the footage, and I thought they would give out a better performance, but it was not the case. And I really thought that Caterina Macario, Maika Hamano might start, give a different dimension. They didn't do that either. I don't know if Hamano's fully fit or she just didn't choose to do that. But anyway, good for us, I suppose. But in the second leg, there were some changes from Chelsea where Sandy Baltimore started as left winger instead of left back, and the Neem Charles started as left back. Although Neem Charles wasn't Sonia's first choice left back for the entirety of the season. So I think it was just a gamble. Let's see what happens, because Sandy Baltimore did get the goal in the first leg, so why not start her up front along with Myra and JRK. And New Skin did come back in the midfield instead of Vika captain, which was a good addition. And yes, she should have started the first leg. She was great against Barcelona last season in both legs. So yeah, that was fair. But I thought Walsh might leave, but I can understand why she was still there. And yeah, she wants to make it work. She wants to play Chelsea. She wants to make Chelsea play expansive football. That is her idea, and that is why Walsh was signed in, to give that control in midfield. But the problem was, we'll get to that later, but that's what she tried, and that's why Walsh still continued. So these were, and Bjorn was not there. Germa came on for Bjorn because Bjorn is injured. So already there were so many things changed, and Barcelona just came with the same squad. Pina instead of Paraluelo, and Rolfo instead of Brutes. They were the only changes, and Barca came in. But this time, in the first leg, Barca were from the get-go, the attack. They were just pummeling Chelsea, and they got the goals. But this time, we saw a different Barcelona side, which I've never seen, for the Femení team, I mean. And it's scary. It's scary because Pere said in the press conference before the second leg that he had seen the comebacks of Chelsea, not just against Man City, but every other comeback they've made. I just think 1-goal comebacks. I think against Liverpool, they were a goal down in the semi-final of the FA Cup. They came back from that. I think Aggie Beaver-Jones scored a winner. So every single comeback, especially the City game, and they saw how Chelsea approached those games, and we have a plan for that. That was scary. And he came with a great game plan. This time, Barcelona did have the ball, but they were more conservative this time. Not a low block, a mid block, but they were happy to let Chelsea have the ball for some time. And Chelsea did put pressure. That is why you see so many times Chelsea were near Barcelona's box, although they never got a shot on target at least till 15-20 minutes. So Barcelona didn't have to go all out, obviously, because they had a 3 goal cushion. And even if things did get worse, like they had got a goal, then yeah, we can always go forward, we can always go on the front foot. So I think that was the plan and worked out pretty well. They didn't have any shot on target, and Barca themselves had 2 shots, although again not a shot on target. So Barcelona actually played counter-attacking football, which I never thought I would say for the Femení team, but they did. They waited for Chelsea to come in, counter press, and long ball to fire, which is wild to watch. And they did that, and Chelsea just kept piling on the pressure. Yes, it was pretty intense, and Alexia gave up the ball. Sandy Baltimore had a try, and then Aitana dropped the ball to Newskin, and she had a shot on target, but again Katakoi came big. So they had some moments because Barca allowed Chelsea to do so, but this was completely different first leg. Barca pinned Chelsea in their own half. This time Barca allowed Chelsea to come with the ball and attack them, which is very wild. I've never seen that Femení team do that. And when you get the chance, you have to attack, and you have to take advantage. They never took advantage, and then Bonmati got the ball. But before Bonmati gets the ball, Pio is in the half, and it's Germa. I'm not sure who the other person is. 2 people press Pio. She just passes it to Aitana, and there's acres of space. She takes her on. Newskin tries to catch her. She sees that she can't catch her. She goes inside. She says, Millie Bright, you take it. I'll go in because I can't catch her. And Nimchas looks at CGS. She's just behind her. She doesn't know whether to mark her or take care of Aitana. She doesn't know what to do. She first stays with CGS and sees that, okay, I have to go do something. She tries. The sliding tackle doesn't work. Aitana just skips past her. Aitana, this woman, she's very fast. She's very, very fast. CGH, Salma are very fast. We know that. Tyre is incredibly fast. But this woman is very fast. And in the TNT Sports post-match, they showed that Aitana was clocking around 30 kilometers per hour at the peak of her run. And then when she came near the box, it's 26 kilometers. So not only she was very fast, and this was also seen in the Wolfsburg game for the first goal. If you remember, CGH gives it to Aitana, and she takes a run, and she passes it becomes an own goal. She is incredibly fast. She takes a curved run and still comes in front of the Wolfsburg defender, who takes a straight run. She's incredibly fast. So she runs and runs and runs. She sees left. She takes a small look. She sees, and then she sees that Pio is inaccessible at the moment, and the bride comes in and she just takes a shot, and I was shocked, honestly. And the manner in which he scored, that's it. That was the end. And the whole crowd was stunned. The players were stunned. I think that was the final blow. If the 4-1 wasn't enough. So after that, Chelsea dropped. They had stopped. They didn't know what to do. Like, they knew that it was over. That what can we do? That's it. Game over. Fair enough. And then Barca just got that. Just got that confidence. They started coming out more, but not entirely. But they had more confidence. Chelsea again tried. They tried getting into a box and attacking. Not much success. And this time the difference was Barca just needed 1 or 2 passes for the Pio goal. No, sorry, for the Pina goal. Pio goal again. They tried. They couldn't attack, and then the Barca take 2-3 passes. It gets to Pina. And Lucy Bronze tries her best to, bully Pina off the ball. She can't do it. But this time, the physicality of Barcelona and over these 2 legs has been unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'll come to that point later. So she tries to bully her. She can't. Pina gives it to CGH, and the CGH looks at Charles and says, "Shall we go again?" And she goes for it. And this woman is like Robin, man. Robin. Every time he's gonna come in. You know exactly what he's going to do, but every time you fail to catch him. She's like Robin. Charles knows she's going to come in. She's going to give the ball to Pio or anybody else in the center. She knows that. She knows exactly what she's going to do. She knew, and she also had the ghost of 2021 final, so she exactly knew what she was going to do, but she couldn't stop her. So the CGH came in, gave a pass, and Pio tapped it. That's it. So 6-1. And this is becoming very dark for Chelsea. Very, very dark Chelsea. And then a minute later, Pina's at the edge of the box. There are four people surrounding her, four Chelsea players. And then she takes a look. Everybody's like ready, looking for the next moment. She takes a look. Aitana's free. A flick. Goes between all the four Chelsea players. Gives the flick to Aitana. Aitana runs. There's acres of space again. Chelsea were, man, this was a counter-attacking masterclass from Barcelona. I've never seen this. Pere Romeo, man, this man is scary. Absolute scary. If you thought Jonathan Heraldes took Barca to the peaks, you have not seen the best of Barcelona. I mean, Barcelona, I think this is the most attacking Barcelona I think we have ever seen, with the additions of Payor and shifting Salma or Pina to the left. I mean, they're counter-attacking, man. And they gave the ball to Aitana. Aitana gets in, and then Pina comes forward, and she gets the ball. Take the shot. Honestly, my hand just shook. It was 7-1. I just couldn't believe my eyes. The shot. Oh my god, it was unbelievable. I just started shaking. I couldn't believe it's like this. Oh my god, what the hell is happening? And so I think this is what Bayern Munich's men would have, I mean, the men's fans would have felt, I suppose, during the 8-2 drubbing of Barcelona in the COVID years. I think this is what they would have, even they wouldn't have believed that they could go 8-2 in aggregate. I think this is what, and we are on the other side. 2025 is wild, man. We give the 4-1 thrashing to Bayern, and then we are on the right side of the 8-2 for first time. So it's incredible. 2025 is an amazing year. Hopefully it goes well for both teams. And the 3-0 after 3-0, like, what can you do? Like even if you ask any Kuller, the dream script against Chelsea, all of us would have said 4-0 thrashing over 2 legs. I'm very happy. Thank you very much. But 7-1 after the halftime of the second leg. I mean, that was unbelievable. So that was it. So what happened the second leg was Barca were very conservative. Not very conservative. Barca were relaxed. They didn't go gung-ho like in the first leg. They didn't have to go gung-ho because they already reaped the benefits of that. So they were a lot more relaxed. They waited for Chelsea. They actually did to Chelsea what Chelsea did to Man City in the league game. Chelsea were waiting in their box. They allowed Man City to come in. They counter-pressed and they got the 2 goals. This is what Barca did. So that's why Chelsea had better stats in the second leg than in the first. They had around 19 shots and 7 shots on target, something like that. And I think Barca had 17 and 9 shots on target. So that's why they had more shots on target, because Barca allowed them to. And it still ended 3-0. It's a counter-attacking masterclass. And again, Mayra Ramirez. It's funny because all of the English media, they don't talk about how Barca actually work. They think that something is wrong with Mayra. I don't think anything's wrong with Mayra. Okay, she might be tired, but I don't think anything is wrong with Mayra. Barca did 2 things well. They had the ball. They didn't allow the midfield, Chelsea's midfield of Cuthbert, Newskin and Walsh to have the ball, so they couldn't pop the proper long ball to Mayra. And even when it did come, and I think around the 40th or 44th minute, a ball does come to Mayra. There's Mayra near the touchline. She has Irene behind her, and she has Mapillon in front of her, like 2 bodyguards. Like nothing is going past the woman. And it comes to Mappy just pushes it back. Like Mayra was completely neutralized. This is a woman who used to scare the daylights out of defenders. And Mappy, especially Irene always is very physical, but Mappy, man, she's half the size of Mayra, and she absolutely bodied her. She neutralized Mayra, and Chelsea had no answer. Chelsea's greatest weapon last season was Mayra Ramirez, and that was neutralized. They didn't know what to do. They had no other choice because the midfield battle was totally lost, and the only outlet you have, that is gone. JRK was running up and down, but she has no output. Sandy Bolton was not bad actually. She was quite tough to get the ball from, but she couldn't do anything. So again, nothing happened this same time. But the only difference was that Barcelona played more of a counter. Like if you have a spectrum, which in one side you have, the Pep's attacking side or Hansi Flick's attacking side, and the other spectrum you have Simeone or peak Mourinho, defensive counter-attacking football. Barca were this time, the second leg, more towards this side. They were more counter-attacking because they had the option of Payar to counter. They did do the same thing in the first leg. Actually, Barca had more long balls than Chelsea, it seems, in the first leg. So they have a new dimension with Payar added. They can counter. They can just long ball it, So that's great. So that's what happened first leg, and after that, Barca went even try. I mean, they did get so many chances, and the second leg, Salma, man. This Salma girl, she is very good. She's incredibly good, but sometimes she's just frustrating. The simple finishes. I think around 60 or 70 minutes, she gets a very easy. When she does get on, she gets a very easy. Like she just has to tap in. I don't know. She just messes it up. But then her goal, which she eventually just get, she just taps it in. She punishes the mistake. Sometimes she's world class, like the goals against Wolfsburg. The first goal against Wolfsburg, the proper finish, the similar to Olga in the World Cup final, like the proper finish, like not an inch there, not an inch this side, and the back heel finish. What was it against? I'm not sure. Atleti, if I'm not wrong. That back heel, that's a lot of world class finishes. But sometimes you give the ball to her on a platter and she just kicks it to the goalkeeper. It's very frustrating. She's very inconsistent. But if she does become consistent, then yeah, that's amazing. Pina has double-digit goals, amazing. Power, amazing. CGS has been a bit down compared to her last season, but she's still fine. APS cooking. To think Chelsea spent 550,000 euros to get Walsh from her. And they thought that was the end of Barcelona as we knew it. They didn't know Patri was better than her. They don't watch Liga F. All they can say is they thought that getting Walsh was the final jigsaw piece. And I feel sorry for her, man. She got 4.5, 4.9 in Fortmore. And yeah, it's very funny. But indirectly, Sydney, Albacano all got chances. So it worked out pretty well. Like, people were criticizing Pere Romeo and Mark Webers for this, saying that they are the end of Barcelona. They are working against Barcelona. Pere Romeo is Fran Sanchez of the current Barcelona. Fran Sanchez is was the earliest Barcelona coaches. So after Fran Sanchez came Luis Cortes and then Jonah. So they said that he was that guy. He's very bad. He doesn't know what to do. He doesn't rotate properly. Like Barca lost 3 games, one in the Champions League. Fair enough. Barca did lose in 2022-23. They did lose to Bayern Munich. They lost in the group stage. They went on to win. Didn't matter. They also lost a group league game in the 22-23 season to Madrid CFF 2-1. So they did have 2 losses in 22-23. They went on to win. Last season, they had 2 draws. One to Benfica 4-4 and one Levante 1-1. Again, they went on to win. So this time, yeah, we lost to Man City. I mean, Man City played well. They didn't lose to some bad team. Man City put on the performance of their lifetime. And they peaked at the wrong moment. They peaked at the first game of the group stage, and after that, their season went downhill. So yeah, we lost, fair enough. After that, we got a 9-0 thumping to Hammarby. They did well. 26 goals in the group stage, first place. They lost to Levante. Look, every team will have that time where they can try all they want. They can have 40 shots, but it won't go in. It happens. Shit happens. And Levante also got a draw against Barcelona at home at the Johan Cruyff Stadium last season. So they have something. We have to figure that out. And the loss to Madrid, yes, it was frustrating, it was disappointing. They didn't play well, but they did get the goal. And Madrid are investing in the team, investing in the women's team. Very glad to see that. Papa Perez is doing a great job, But yeah, that is frustrating. But because of those 3 defeats, to say that Pere Romeo doesn't know what he's doing, he's not giving Aitana rest, Aitana's not playing well. See, look, Alexia is back, okay? Aitana's not going to have the prominence in attack because of Alexia. But that's not a problem. That's just the way they play. That is APA. And that's not wrong at all. Aitana does her role, Alexia does her role, Patry does her role. They know what to do. So don't like to say that of course Aitan is not going to be prominent because she took on Alexia's role in the season. Alexia was not available, so of course she's not going to be prominent. That doesn't mean she's not playing well. She's playing well. You look at the stats, you look at the numbers, everything is still good. Maybe not as good as last season because she played a more advanced role, obviously, but she's still good, man. She's amazing. All three of them are amazing. I mean, they are peaking at the right time. And I did have this feeling like after the Portugal game for Spain when they beat Portugal 7-1, and when England lost to Belgium 3-2, and after that I saw their FA Cup game, Chelsea 2-1. They got the goal at the end, at the stoppage time, 5-1. So they didn't look good at all. They always said, oh, we just came after international breaks, so yeah, we were tired, obviously we didn't play well. Barça were thrashing Atleti and Sevilla 5-6-0 and 5-1, 11-1 on aggregate. Barça were good, man. Ona and CGH just came back from injuries. Patry was cooking. Everybody were like at the peak prime condition, which is required at these very important moments. And Chelsea were not. They were very bad. Their form had dried up. All the front three had dried up. They were very confident because they were unbeaten in the league and they got smashed 8-2. And they have to go to the drawing board now. They have to figure out what to do. And we are in the sixth final, fifth continuous, right? Yeah. Fifth continuous from 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Fifth consecutive Champions League final. Hopefully a three-peat. And we have Arsenal. They destroyed Lyon, man. They destroyed Lyon. I couldn't believe that they destroyed Lyon. I did not expect Arsenal to do that. I thought Arsenal would put up a fight, but then I thought Lyon would do what they did to Bayern, 4-1 in the second half. I think that's what they would do, but they didn't. I guess having Super Mario in their team helped. And Mariana is going to play against Barcelona in the final. I don't know how it's going to turn out. Hopefully she doesn't score. And if she does score, hopefully she doesn't celebrate. We'll talk about that. There's time for that. We'll do a proper preview for that. But for now, I just wanted to get this out. I just want to talk about this because this team is amazing. What an amazing team. We are just privileged to watch. All the Qlers who watch, we are privileged, absolutely privileged to watch. The men's team are cooking, the women's team are cooking. It's an absolute privilege to watch. And there's, depending on when you watch this, the next league game against Levante Barcelona is tomorrow. So if you're watching it tomorrow, then it's today. So yeah, so there's the league game. So they have to, I think there'll be rotations for that. I don't know what kind of rotations. I don't know, Elie Rubak is not starting for some reason. I have expected to start at least some of the league games. I don't know why she's not starting. She is definitely 100% fit. I see all the time she, Kata and Gemma, all the time they do the, training, but she never starts. I don't know what's the problem. I expect her to start. I think Kata deserves some rest. So yeah, there'll be some rotations obviously. And again, Barça ball is amazing. So I'll be posting content after this. This is my first attempt. I know it looks a bit amateurish, a bit shaky, but yeah, I'll get it sorted. This is the first attempt. I'll get it sorted. We'll become more professional in the coming videos, let's say. So, but this is just my first and just want to get this out. So feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. Like, subscribe, share the video. So yeah, thank you very much. Until next time, Visca Barça.